The Leo and Danny show.
Almost 7 p.m. The 49ers are playing the goddamn Buffalo Bills right now. And my roommate, Ben, a hardcore 49ers fan, I'm going to see what kind of mood he's going to be in when I walk out there. What's the score? Oh, yeah, they're getting killed.
Oh.
Fucking football, dude. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting in that world to report. We should start frivolously betting large sums of money on games.
During the podcast? Yeah, man, I'm down.
No, I don't want to do that at all.
Nah.
I was watching.
Too hard for our money.
I was watching a fucking game yesterday in the MGM when we decided to hang around for an extra night, me and my girlfriend, in one of those sports books. Dude, watching sports in a sport book is incredible because it's up on a big movie theater screen style thingy. The audio is incredible. And also a bunch of alcoholics who have their mortgage payments down on like the fucking Jets covering the spread. You hear these pained cries from these guys like intermittently when somebody misses a kick. And that's entertainment. That makes you feel the game.
You ever realize, as an adult, I guess I realized that sports in America, especially football, are so popular because of the gambling associated with it. It's not just like the gladiator type, football has that gladiator, like it's the modern day gladiator, but the gambling associated is, I think, what makes it like supersonically popular.
I know a bunch of buddies who bet thousands of dollars every football Sunday. And granted, these are rich guys. Yeah, man. I guess it's probably like fucking without a condom. It's like once you start betting on football games, and then you stop, it's like putting a condom back on after you've been raw dogging your girlfriend from 6 months.
Exactly.
6 months.
I mean, it's the dopamine, I guess, just like anything else. I wonder, we should talk to a legit addict, a gambling addict sometime, have him on the pod. A guy that's literally had to go to rehab for gambling. I just want to know what that's like. Because I know one. I don't like him too much, but he was this older Jewish man. That's nothing to do with the fact that he's Jewish. I know you're going to say something about that.
No.
But he was wealthy. He says he squandered $3 million gambling.
Oh.
$25,000 a game, and his favorite was basketball. He said he liked basketball for some reason.
Artie Lang is a big sports bettor, especially basketball. I knew a chick, Leo, you know Dustin Akbari, the jiu-jitsu guy, right? It's this handsome jiu-jitsu black belt, elite competitor from up in Sacramento. Him and I have been training jiu-jitsu together, or we had been training jiu-jitsu together from like 2007 on. But he at one point was dating this Filipino stripper chick who, as a stripper, she probably made decent money. I don't know what strippers make in Sacramento, probably like $3 or $4 grand a month. But she's a stripper, which means her dad raped her and she's stupid. So of course she spends this money like she's making $100 grand a month.
Right.
She's got that, like they say, I'm not feeling too edgy right now with slurs, but they say N-word rich. They're stripper rich too. And it's basically the same thing, just not investing any money, spending it frivolously. This bitch, whenever the squad would go to Vegas for UFC fights, for Uriah Faber, Chad Mendes, Joseph Benavidez, she would spend the entire time at the blackjack table. Wow. And she thought she was skilled or touched by the hand of God at this game. But I, at that point, was really into blackjack, and I read the books, and I knew the charts. People think it's as easy as hit until you get to 21 or stay. And even if you understand that, like, all right, you hit until you get to 17, and a 17 and up you always stand on, they don't understand that there are intricacies of the game of blackjack. Like, if you draw an ace and a 3, and the dealer is showing a 5 or a 6, that's a double down. They don't know those complexities, and there are a lot of them. Right. Or when it comes to splitting cards. This girl didn't know anything about that, and I learned that rather quickly. And I thought, isn't it irresponsible that you're spending so much money on this game without knowing how to play? And she said, no, I'm really good. I just play hunches. One weekend we went out there. I guess the third day of the trip, she was hitting up Chad Mendes as the UFC fighter's girlfriend saying, hey, darling, if you could just lend me like $1,000 right now, I will double it and I will give you a 20% return on your investment. Please, I just need $1,000. She was spending all of her stripper money and losing it.
Yeah, that's what gambling can do. I mean, you hear stories, but like, yeah, it can get to a point where it's crazy bad. It's like you're a heroin addict and you're just trying to, hawk anything you can in order gamble on it because it's just that next fucking gamble that you need to get to, just like drugs. So I guess that's why they have the Gambling Anonymous or whatever.
It seems to me like intellectually it'd be harder to get hooked on it because you take a couple shots of gin or you do a shot of heroin, you feel different. You feel really good. And it seems like gambling, there's no real physical high, though I'm sure somebody would argue that there's some physiological trigger that happens when an addict goes and starts playing blackjack. But it seems to me like if you sit down cold sober and start gambling, you got to think about, okay, I know the house advantage is significant. I know these gaudy casinos that cost $6 billion weren't built off winners. And I know all the rules are stacked against me. We were playing this horseshit this weekend called free bet blackjack. There are certain rules in blackjack, namely blackjack pays 3-2. The dealer must stand on 17 and up. And a lot of casinos know that people are so stupid, they just jack the rules up in the house's favor even more. In this case, the blackjack payout odds were lower, meaning that if you hit blackjack, you get less money, which when you're playing blackjack, you're going to lose against the house hand for hand. They're always going to win more hands than you. The way you make your money is by knowing the perfect basic strategy for splits and double downs. Because if you split and double down at the correct times or you hit blackjack, you're getting more than just your money back. You're getting these extra sums back too from the double or for the 3-2 payout. When they fuck you with the rules, you're losing even that edge. But we were such drunk bastards. We were like, fuck it. I'm just going to give the house our money. We're sitting down. And I feel like as an addict, you have to see all the deck literally being stacked against you, and you have to just say, I'm not playing this fucking game. This is retarded. I'm going to do something productive with my money, like at least spend it on a hooker.
I did walk in there and win like $800 off $100 and then lost down to like $550, but it felt pretty good to just duplicate your money out of nowhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was completely beginner's luck. That was a total fluke. And if you'd hung around the casino for a couple more hours, I guarantee all that $400 would be gone and you'd be negative.
Yeah, I'm just saying I could see that as like those few times that the gambling addict does win really big. That is probably a pretty good high.
Dude, even worse than that kind of gambling, and sure, yeah, like if you fucking hit blackjack when you've got a big bet on the table, you celebrate, you high-five the fucking dealer. But we saw motherfuckers on the way into Vegas at the county, or the state line, excuse me, where Prim is, that's the border of Nevada and California. And there's a lottery store there on the California side because the lottery is only legal in California. Go fucking figure, by the way. You can gamble your ass off in Vegas, but state-sanctioned gambling, which is what the lottery is only legal in California. On the way in and on the way out, we drove out on a Monday, by the way, and it's not a holiday weekend, and it's COVID. There was a line around the building like it was a sneaker store and it was Black Friday for these fucking losers who had driven out from Vegas to give their money away to the California lottery. It was disgusting to me. I was offended.
People call it the stupid tax, I think.
Yeah, they call gambling the stupid tax in general.
Oh, okay.
But I said to everybody in the car, if you went and interviewed everybody in this line, you, right there, that's probably a fine sample for the biggest losers in Nevada. Other than the people who were just out actively overdosing on drugs and being crazy and homeless, these are the biggest losers you could find in Nevada right here. These people who drove a half hour to wait for 2 hours in line to buy a lottery ticket that's just not going to pay off.
God damn, dude. I feel like I've heard this many times, and I don't know if it's 100% true, but there's a very high percentage of the people that win the lottery end up squandering all the money.
Yes. Yeah. And can't you see why? I mean, they didn't have good financial sense to begin with. That's why they were playing the lottery.
Right. We should try to get somebody that squandered their money, their lottery money, on the podcast and figure out how that happened.
Sure.
That'd be great.
I wonder. Awesome. I'm sure there are plenty of those people who appeared a couple of times on like an ABC News story, and then they link their Twitter handle. We can go find these people.
Yeah, let's find somebody, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can, at the end, make them play a game of chance for a bunch of fake money. Lorenzo was there with his counterfeit $100 bills. We'll have him send us an envelope.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we can do a shell game.
I was thinking, I have another buddy who he's 60,000 in debt to a bookie. And nowadays they don't really have, I mean, it's not like a mob type bookie that's going to break your thumbs, but he has to pay $1,000 every month to the bookie no matter, and he lets him keep gambling.
Yeah.
But he has to pay $1,000 every single month.
He's still gambling?
He's still gambling. And he's definitely a guy that has an issue with it, of course.
What does he do for a living?
He's a baseball coach. He does baseball lessons. He makes like over $100,000 a year.
And he's just digging himself. When you say he's when you say he's 60 grand in debt, so is he still saving up his money and spending it on his rent and his car payment, and then he just continually has to pay down? It's like a student loan, is what you're saying.
It's like a student. It's an endless student loan. Yeah, and it gets bigger. Sometimes it shrinks. If he hits like he'll put like $100 down on some parlay, right? That like can pay out. And he's won big on some, like he'll chip away at it like 10 grand one time, but then it'll go down further into the hole. But he's told me he keeps it around 60,000. It's been like that for years. And all he has to do, his requirement is to pay the bookie $1,000 a month. And the guy doesn't kill him or anything. He's actually buddies with him. But yeah, every month he has to pay him $1,000 no matter what. People
are fucking losers, dude. I don't care how else or what else that guy does in his life. That guy's a fucking idiot.
I don't know. Yeah, dude. He has a problem. He has a gambling addiction, and he doesn't get off any other way. I mean, he's single. He's almost 50. He's single. He's the guy that goes and goes to downtown and gets his nuts spanked. So, things, he's not obviously, a very centered human being, but yeah, man, it is what it is, man.
Is he 60K in debt to these dominatrixes as well?
I don't think so. No, he pays them. I know it's $200 a pop. He's got to pay him ahead of time, I'm sure, or else they're not spanking his nuts. But yeah, he's got to do what he's got to do.
And financial irresponsibility. There are a lot of things we could say about this. But one of the things I did eventually is I just had to slip off away from the rest of the crew with Nerdballer TV and Jack Manley, which are both guys who are Nerdballer's my age. I think Jack Manley's close to my age, but they're also like established guys with some money. So we hit the fucking blackjack tables. I dropped like $300. That's what I was playing with, which is more than I ever gambled with when I was fucking broke. But Lorenzo, dude, he at one point just slides a stack of like $500 chips across the felt into the betting circle. He's dealt like 2 8s, so he has to split. So he opens his wallet, pulls out another $500 in cash, 5 $100 bills, puts them down. On that 8, he gets a 3. He reaches into his wallet, because that's a double down, pulls out 5 more $100 bills. And at some point, one of the pit bosses is like, whoa. Do you have an M Life card? Because we're going to copy you some shit here. Like, that's the kind of money Lorenzo is throwing around. And then him and his girlfriend, the puppy girl, like they would hit the roulette table. He makes like $70K a month. She makes $80K a month. So there are just like, I am seeing what I pay in rent each month, like just land on fucking red or black or just on a whim be put on the number 32. Like, it was gnarly.